Hey guys, Josiah here with Aesthetyx Fitness. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the truth behind Hollywood fitness transformations. Alright, before I get started with today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and click that little bell icon. That way every time I come out with a new video, you guys are getting notified so you don't miss out on any great new content. Also, with that being said, if you feel like it, please hit that like button down below because it really helps me out. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, so let me tell you a little story, something that I think most of you can probably relate to at some point in your life or another. You're just getting started with fitness, maybe thinking that working out is probably a good idea, and you're looking for a goal to set for yourself. And then you go and see Captain America, or maybe Crazy Stupid Love, or Thor, and you go, that's what I want to look like. That is the physique that I want to have. Then you go onto Google and search Chris Evans Captain America workout, and lo and behold, find a plan that shows you how you can get the Chris Evans Captain America superhero body in as little as 60 days. So you do that workout plan and you train for 60 days, and at the end of those 60 days you look pretty much the same and find out that you have maybe put on 4 or 5 pounds of muscle, but most certainly do not look like Chris Evans as Captain America. And that is what I want to talk to you about in today's video, the misleading nature of these published Hollywood fitness transformations and these workouts and things you'll see, and why you are going to struggle to make that same kind of transformation, and then a little bit of encouragement at the end. So the first reason that following a workout plan for a limited amount of time is not going to get you to look like the movie star or celebrity that you have in mind is that these celebrities don't actually look like they look in these films. For example, look at Gerard Butler in 300. He looks huge, jacked, ripped, insane. Now, not to take anything away from all the hard work that Jerry put into getting in shape for this movie, he did put on a lot of muscle, he did lose a lot of fat, and built a good physique. But if you strip away that lighting and expose the makeup that was used to make him look that otherworldly, here's what you end up with. Notice he still looks good, but not nearly as insane as the transformation before and after photos would have you believe. And the same can be said for Chris Evans as Captain America. There was actually an interview with his trainer where they said that they structured his entire training program with the schedule of the film. So his physique would be like peaked and looking absolutely perfect and the best it was ever going to on the day they shot his big shirtless reveal scene. So you have him here with the perfect lighting, makeup, pump, and conditioning, versus later on in the film here, which was probably shot just a couple weeks later, where he does not look nearly as big as impressive as he did where they had him all prepped up for that scene. And if you want one more real world example, take a look at me here where I just got done running a race. I was tired, depleted, in overcast, cloudy lighting, and did not look my best whatsoever, versus this picture where I had great lighting and a full pump after a heavy workout and had staged the photo with good angles to make myself look as big as possible. These photos were only taken a couple months apart. I did not gain or lose any significant muscle mass between these two pictures. And another thing to consider when talking about Hollywood fitness transformations is that a lot of these people are already in pretty good shape before they get this superhero role that they have to bulk up for. If you look at Chris Hemsworth as Thor, he was skinny but still lean and had a decent amount of muscle mass before he was cast as Thor. If you look at Chris Evans being cast as Captain America, he was already in pretty decent shape, having already played other superheroes in the past, and so these people didn't have that long of a way to go from their before to their after. They just had to put on a decent amount of muscle in the right places, lose a little bit of body fat, and the lighting, angles, and pump took care of the rest. Now onto the darker and slightly more controversial topic. Some actors, for some roles, will take steroids or HGH to help them get there. If they have a very limited window of time to be able to put on significant amounts of muscle without adding body fat and then having the time to strip that fat away to reveal that muscle, it's sometimes almost unavoidable that they will have to use performance-enhancing drugs in order to get where they need to be in time for filming. And this isn't something I'm just pulling from the skeptical recesses of my brain. This is something that actual Hollywood fitness trainers have talked about, and you can look up interviews with them where they discuss this happening in the industry. And further evidence for this can be seen when you look up the workouts that some actors are doing to get in shape for these roles, where you see they're training like 2 sessions of 2 hours each a day. So they're doing like 4-hour workouts total every day, 6 days a week with 1 rest day. That's a recipe for massive overtraining and is not healthy for any person to do unless you're taking steroids, which greatly speed your muscle building ability and muscle recovery time so that you can train for very long, very intense sessions every single day with very minimal rest in between and get much faster results that way. As a natural lifter, that kind of program is not going to be helpful for you most likely. And one final thing to consider when talking about Hollywood fitness transformations is that this is really that actor's job for the time where they're getting in shape. They don't work a 9 to 5 during the day and also take care of a family at home and try to squeeze workouts in between. This is their job. They have the time to devote to spending lots of hours in the gym with a proper personal trainer, giving them coaching and motivating them to push harder and build strength and muscle in all the right places. They have the ability to have a private dietitian giving them the exact meals that they need to be able to hit their nutrition perfectly every single day. And most of all, they have time for rest and recovery and sleep every single night. They're not getting up to go to work at 6 in the morning and then having to do a workout when they get home. They're able to rest, eat, sleep, and work out all to the optimal levels. And you can actually hear talks with people like Chris Evans when they start shooting an actual Avengers film. He talks about how he's in great shape on the first day of shooting, and as the filming goes on, he gets in worse and worse shape because he's not able to maintain that workout, that diet, and that level of sleep because he's so busy filming. He has that other job that he has to do, and so maintaining that peak level of conditioning and performance just isn't possible. Now, with all that being said, if this video seems like a bit of a downer, let me give you some encouragement and reassurance. You absolutely can completely transform your body with proper fitness, nutrition, and training. And you can make a Hollywood-style fitness transformation, going from a skinny, scrawny nerd like me to a much more aesthetic nerd, also like me. It may just take you a little bit longer than expected, and you may have to work a little bit harder for it than you think you should, but unfortunately, that is just the way of life. And if you want a couple examples of some actors in big Hollywood films who I am fairly certain are completely natural and earned their gains the hard way, I would point out Gerard Butler in 300. I think he's a great example of a natural physique that can be achieved and still look fantastic. Chris Evans as Captain America, I think, is a physique that most men with good, proper genetics could achieve with the right amount of training and diet. Channing Tatum in Magic Mike is a very achievable physique for most guys with a couple years of training. And Ryan Gosling in Crazy Stupid Love. Now, you might be looking at these actors and going, these guys aren't huge, they're not super shredded, and that's okay, because if you look up that actor's name followed by workout or body, you're going to get lists and lists of articles with headlines like, how so-and-so got super jacked for such ever role. The point is, if you are even in moderately good shape, if you have a decent foundation of muscle and are relatively lean, you are going to be very fit and look like a movie star to the majority of the general public, whether or not you have fitness model levels of muscle and conditioning. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this is both enlightening and encouraging for you. Leave a comment down below letting me know the celebrity or the character that started you on your workout journey, if that's how you were inspired originally, and whether or not you've met your goal of looking like them yet. And of course, subscribe to my channel so you're getting notified all the time, and leave a like down below because I have new content coming out for you every Monday and Friday to help you guys train smarter and look better.